wives, when they tell me they're not nurturing, they're not affectionate, I said, so where he's gonna get it?
Yeah, where is he?
Where is he about to get it? Especially if he doesn't have a mother in his life, or he doesn't have a close relationship. Where is this man getting this affection if it's not from you? And so how are you abusing that by pulling away your affections? And you think that's okay? That's a punishment to some women. Like, I'm not. My husband, I had to tell him a long time ago, hey, I'm your place of peace. My husband come in, I'm like, hey, you want to lay down in my lap? And I rub his back. He said, I love when you rub my back. I said, absolutely. He's bald, you know. I do
rub his head?
I rub his head. I rub his back. I do whatever because I'm trying to be different than anybody in his life. I'm like, this man ain't never leaving me because everybody out here ain't operating like this. Yeah. I want him to be like, I'm not going to, if I leave this woman, I ain't going to get my head rubbed. I ain't going to get my back rubbed. I'm not going to get it.
Who is this woman right here? I don't know who that lady is, but she needs to be protected. She needs to be protected. And it's so refreshing because most of the time when you scroll through social media, the overwhelming majority of the time, especially on TikTok, all you see are women bashing men and men bashing women. For the most part, you see women talking about the worst version of men and men talking about the worst version of women. And oftentimes the response of where are the good men, where are the good women? Oh, well, they're married and they're not on TikTok. They're married, they're not on Facebook and YouTube. They're not out here having to promote themselves or talk about themselves. Well, they need to. They need to. Because the airwaves are filled with all this negativity. Filled with all these burnt toast ass men and women who can't get past whatever bad choice that they made. Because invariably some man or woman is going to come on here and mostly because that was a woman saying that, I'm going to get a woman that's going to say, well, I was doing all of that for my man. I was rubbing his head. I was his piece. I was taking care of him. I was. And he still cheated on me. He still left the family. He still. Well, you picked the wrong person. So pick up your face. Learn from the lesson. Understand what to identify in a person that will show you that this person is not worthy of that type of care. And move on. And find somebody who is worthy so that it can be reciprocated. But then to go on these tangents of all men are this way and that way, and I'm not going to bother with another man because it's going to do the same thing. You so burnt toast that you can't get over it. You can't get past it. And for these men who are like, all these women want is my money, and all these women want to do is spend my money and shake the booty and do all this stuff and that. Well, stop being with those kind of women. Stop being with them. Stop choosing them. Stop looking at the booty shaking, titty showing woman and find you a good one. Learn from your mistakes of the past and then find that one that knows how to take care of you and you know how to take care of her, and then y'all live happily and blissfully. But that right there, I'm glad I have one of those. That I don't have to concern myself. You know, when I first met Angelina, if she had came out her mouth and was starting to talk about my money, her money, all this kind of stuff, I know from past experience that is something that you walk away from. And I would have never talked to her. She would have just been a person who came into the cigar lounge every blue moon, and that's it. Nothing would have ever occurred because I learned from my past of dealing with people who are the ones that aren't worthy of being with me. It seems like such an easy thing, but yet people keep falling into the same traps over and over again. Take time, evaluate. You're going to be wrong sometimes. And when you're wrong, you're wrong. But guess what? It only takes one time, of you being right. And after that one time that you're right, you will participate accordingly. And you will live in bliss. You will be happy. Arguments won't even be real arguments. Mistakes will be easily forgiven. And mistakes will be recognized within yourself because you'll be with someone who knows how to take stock of themselves, who is humble enough to know when they're wrong, and gracious when they're right. And life will be harmonious. But if you keep carrying around that damn burnt toast attitude and mentality, even when you find somebody who's right, you're going to ruin it. You're going to F it up. So until you scrape all that burn, be by yourself. Be by yourself. Because all you're going to do is cause somebody who's a good person, a good woman, a good man, to become burnt toast, and then they got to go through the process of scraping that burn off themselves. So let's protect that woman. Like that woman. So comment, subscribe, like the video, share it. Always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.